Okay. I'm ready, if you guys are ready.
Are we doing a custom game
No,
or?
I'm in Q. I'm in Q.gg. I put up a link.
Oh,
Oh.
gotcha.
This is gonna be boring, but I need to show you guys this.
No worries.
We could walk through later if we need to, or if we want to. Alright, I see tags. I see Freddy. I see me.
I'm loading in. Fear not, I will be there momentarily. Maybe, if Google Chrome will actually open. What do you mean, log in? Leave me alone. Just let me look at the thing. Let's learn about Bastion. Yes, let's.
I like how the middle finger on Q is a premium feature. $5 a month. No.
Fuck that.
Eli.
I gotta pay $5 to get a middle finger going? That's stupid.
Yeah.
Spam the thumbs down.
Alright.
What's up?
Is it playing right now?
And that way you have some kind
No.
of crossfire when they try to jump down.
Nope, it's in the middle of the
There
video.
we go.
Yeah.
I got it.
And
Alright.
that way you
Maybe.
have some kind of
Yep.
crossfire
Are we
when
on
they try to drop
Gibraltar?
down. Because the thing is, like,
Yes.
Bastion, you can only
Are we
hammer
preparing
it.
our defenses?
Yes, with 33 seconds left. 32.
Cool.
31.
Alright,
So
alright.
that's the key thing, is like being able to rotate out of that. Oh, okay, I see that they are doing the thing.
So you guys are attempting to do the thing, which is interesting. You guys know about this thing, right?
Let's see
The
if they
pull, yoink, maybe get a kill,
Yes.
maybe not.
Yeah.
freeze the sun.
Yep.
Although to be fair,
Yeah.
I
Cool.
don't know that this is the best practice they'll get, but I will say Vixens were definitely not.
The Vixens were definitely not better than this team, but
That still tilts the
move.
shit out of me.
We're going to the cart.
See, that was
Okay,
that
I
was
like-
just
I
a
like the high
bad
ground halt hook.
call, because I initially called like, okay, so our first setup is gonna be kind of, I said by the stairs at the first door by the corner, and so I meant these stairs, but Burger took it as those stairs. So
Yeah.
Those
That's
are
why I
that
was
was
like.
that was just
there.
Those
an
aren't even
awkward.
stairs.
No lie, that made me laugh live. Like I had to hold it back.
So like, this is the scary bit, right? Because what had happened was you had Moon push the cart a little bit,
Hook,
Mhm.
and
and then
it's
what
But now
happens if like
it
the-
doesn't
don't know
cover
that they
rotation.
timed it
We
that
don't
well.
have like the cover, right?
Yeah.
They don't know that the Doomfist is.
And then that happens. But
Yeah. Alright, now we're like set up in a spot, but like now no one's there to like push cart past them, and
Yep.
they just get to drop down on you. But you're double shield, and they're not, and they're playing Doomfist, so it's like,
I don't.
what
Yeah,
do they
why are
even
they
do?
letting the Arisa live up top? The Arisa is literally.
Also, yeah, this Orisa's like absolutely free right now. Unbelievably free she is.
Literally by herself. They could just kill the Arisa.
Rip.
And okay.
rip.
Finally, I can start being disappointed in them.
Yep.
Yup.
Yeah. Oh my god. Someone look at the high ground. It's amazing like how this all like breaks down. This Hanzo just hits like nothing. And you are so lucky this Hanzo just hits nothing.
Hello. Oh, are we not doing in game yet?
No, not yet. Actually, I don't know why
Okay.
I'm going through attack. I want to go through your defense because their defense is the thing I was more concerned about.
Okay, okay.
Dragon literally just following the cart. High ground. voting is fun, but he's like, I need to be from spawn. Oh, almost moved them
You
on.
guys
I
finish
know
this?
all of them like look at
Yeah,
This
you
attack?
again, and none of them.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys
like
do finish.
full. Yeah.
Yeah, they finished it, but I think their
We got-
time
Like,
bank
yeah,
was
they're
worse.
struggling.
We got.
Yeah, their time bank was a lot worse. They had 8 seconds left.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what it is about this map, but I think it's the amount of high ground that
Goes unchecked.
position.
That epic 4.5 minute stall.
By the way, Rose Cup has a new
I
map
don't think they're gonna
pool
bother with
for
cross
the
launching
second
soon
half.
because I don't think that they know.
So
how
all
to
this
do
is
it.
gonna.
Because this is now.
It is
basically
because
a
it's
map.
Rialto and Havana on escort next.
But I
people are
think
on
the
the other
things that we need to talk about will still apply
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or at the very
to
least, like,
all of those maps.
yeah. Rialto too, because you kind of see this sort of strat on Rialto. But
Yeah.
again, it's
Yep.
a matter of whether or not we want to pursue this.
And I mean, that's completely up to you guys. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to. You're going to run into it for sure, but like there's ways to play around it. And you just like honestly, I think you guys have a much harder time against May and Symmetra, especially. Like you guys really struggle. Like Bastion, honestly, I feel like you guys kind of know how to deal with, but it's like the other stuff that you guys have a much harder time against, and it's not always with the Bastion as the second DPS.
All right. So we're set up.
The thing is, like, they're gonna
With
win
our
the
shield
war first
and our
because
Bastion.
of the damage boost. Like that.
Gonna be
Shoot,
kill the Bastion.
shit. Hey, we're killing the Bastion.
And this is why you.
What's
bring
wrong
in-
right now?
Or giving them way too much space with cart.
Yeah, they're like, it'd be scary because this is how I've seen you guys beat them before, where you get underneath and you push cart through car wash, and then like, if you're up here, then you immediately have to rotate. And then sometimes you just get beat on that rotation, or you set up in a weird spot to where, oh, they just hide and push cart again. So what would be the?
But also,
oh,
oh, sorry, I was gonna say, and this might run over a little bit with what you were gonna say to begin with, but one thing about the rotations too is that like if you guys are gonna run, especially this with this, you need to be thinking about how you can be using Maywall to get Bastion up to get to like new places fast. So like maybe you Maywall him up here so that he can sit here or on boxes. You know what I mean? Like you guys need to be thinking about these ways of rotating as well with the tools that you have.
or other options available to you. So, in
Yeah.
this case right now, what would be, I guess, a solution to this issue? Like, you've already got to pick your up, but like, what should someone be doing right now?
Stalling point. Like, dropping down.
Pretty much. Who are the two best options for that job?
Me or Moon, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so I would say like you might not want to drop and contest like right here, but you should definitely be preparing for it like around this corner.
Right.
If your Bastion is gonna sit up here. Alternatively, if you wanted to do like a Symmetra teleporter thing or whatever, you can have Bastion sit up here. And then that way, as they go under the bridge, like you have this line of sight behind the shield, and they have to rotate their shield a little bit. But the thing is, like, because they're running the Bastion, it just leaves you really vulnerable. So, like, just be mindful of what they're running as well. Like, if they're doing this, then yeah, you need to be around cover. If they're not doing this, then you can be a lot more aggro with your positioning. And abuse all the high ground. For sure.
Basically, like, doing that sort of stuff would be good if they're not running their own Bastion, to where, like, you don't just devolve into a straight-up shield war.
Yeah.
But in this case, too, and even, like, they have a Bastion, so, like, we're afraid of,
The
like,
thing is, like, they're gonna
playing
win the
shield wars and shit.
first because of the damage
So
boost.
May is kind of like a good
Like
choice
that.
to go down, stall
So
cart,
here's-
eat time,
This is
keep
why you bring-
themselves
Let's pause here. Let's pause here. So yeah, cell time e-card. You've already killed their Bastion. Like someone should be here already to keep the res from happening. Or no, wait, they don't even have res. Yeah, they don't even have res. So like you guys should be stalling cart here. Look at how far they've pushed it from where you kill the Bastion, which was like over here. Right? Like I think this is fine. Like where the cart is here
Actually-
is fine, but someone should be on it already to keep it from moving any further. Because your goal, now that you've killed the Bastion, is to make it very hard for them to keep playing the Bastion. Like
Right.
you want to hold them like where they can't even walk past this line. And that means someone has to be on the cart. Otherwise, they're just gonna go to the cart and keep pushing it one at a time.
And like your position right here is like pretty good because you
Yeah.
you're covering this. You can cover this hallway if they want to like go up the stairs and around. They're very hard to like go up the building and around through here. Their only like real option is to go like all the way down by coast and up those stairs. But then what you guys do is you could just back up a little bit and like meet them head on when they come up the stairs and try to push into you. So like your spot right now is like super solid if you can maintain the cart in this position.
Oh, nice. That was a nice holding.
Yeah, see, they're still pushing the cart.
Oh, why are we all pushing?
Okay, so now you guys all jump down.
And now this is the big problem because you all jumped down. So why are we staying here?
I feel like there's the thought of, you know, holding corner is probably one of the better courses of action. While also stalling cart, because I know that if we have like just Moon here stalling cart while the rest of us are on high ground, sometimes that doesn't end the best for us if we have like a solo contest, stuff like that.
But what did you just give up?
High ground.
This
Let me-
great,
let me-
great
let me-
sight line.
Let me illustrate this for you. I'm gonna illustrate this in green. You've given up
Mm-hmm.
all that. You've given up this because now they just look above your shield. All of this. That's a lot of space that they can now just take and like
And
angle
also-
themselves around your shield.
But the other thing too is look at your own escape route. Like if you guys get pushed, where are you gonna go?
Wee. But you just get
Spawn.
crawled back further and further and further into that.
Right? Like you literally don't have an escape route anymore. Whereas like if at least half of you stayed on high ground, look at all the directions that they have to like look at all the ways that you can retreat without getting like completely dumped like before you get dumpstered. Right? So like because you all dropped and now you have to hold the car wash and you have no room to like back up, like you just like you have to win or die, right? And that's like not really a position you want to put yourself in.
To your point about
The heck?
hello solo contesting isn't like ideal for you guys. That's kind of like this position right now. That's actually kind of almost the ideal, is to have Moon as like the solo contest, because you cover this all sightline, right? You cover the main sightline. They have to go around the corner. Moon gets to basically like, he gets to hide behind like that wall. He can hang out behind cart. He has like ice wall and he has icicle. He has tools to where like they literally cannot kill him. By the time
Also,
like Bastion is gonna burn everything.
he has look at the amount of support that he has. You have lamp for him if he needs it. Dragon literally is standing up here and still damage boosting. Like he can heal without even having to leave high ground, and even if he does, he can fly back up. And you have ranged heals on Baptiste too, right? Like your Bastion is playing double shield. Like they're gonna be taking incidental damage. Like you can basically both just pocket Moon if he
Bastion,
needs the healing.
unless they're like magically get up to you and like run through your shield, your Bastion is not in any immediate danger to where you have to sit and like pocket him hardcore. If like Moon's the one getting pushed, you can literally just sit, pocket Moon, help him stall out, and then Bastion is just gonna sit up there for free and rain down 1.5 billion damage onto them. Because
So like yeah, because like May plus block plus wall plus lamp is easily what like 900 HP of just stall, and that's not even including Ice Cube. And like by the time you rotate through all of those, one of those things will be back up again, right?
Ice Cube is infinite damage. It literally just stalls for like time. It's
Yeah,
but like 4 seconds.
yeah. Basically, unless he gets pushed, and then like if need be, like Freddy can send his shield down to bail him out. To like, there's like here's the thing when you say that like the solo stalling doesn't always work out so well, but like
Not often do you solo stall with the amount of like resources that you can put into Moon at this point.
right, but it's also like if the purpose is to solo stall, right? Then you guys plus Moon need to figure out what that means because it does mean that he can't be like classic aggro Moon. Like he has to play very safe, and the point for him is to get his ult, but also to like not die. Like his entire goal is to not die, and he needs to know that.
Moon can still use a wall after he contests if it's safe to climb back up to the high ground with us. He can actually use his ice wall to get back to the high ground.
But why
That
would he?
too.
Yeah, he could.
But why?
But why would
But
he
he
want to?
shouldn't.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying if the fight was won, you know.
Yeah, but
anyone.
why would he still want to? Because even if you win the fight, his job is to still contest cart when they come back.
Yeah, like other than to get your Bastion to a better position on a different high ground, which you can do that too. Like,
Yeah. Like you see them rotate, you see them like go like coast super early. So what happens if you just like ice wall Bastion up here, and then
And
they come
here's
up
the-
all these stairs
yeah.
and they're like, oh shit, we still can't reach Bastion. Oh shit, we're dead.
and here's the thing too: if the cart even gets like, if the cart actually goes past here into the car wash, Moon can literally just like wall this off, like this entire thing. Right? Like, there's just like a lot of options for May in terms of solo stall tactics. Like, yeah.
Like with your help, it is her job to essentially stay there and not let the
And-
cart go to the point where you have to rotate like to a
Yeah.
completely different area.
Like, it's Moon's job to stall for time. It's your job to kill everyone before he runs out of resources.
Because here's what happens, right? You guys
The
stay
thing is,
down
Birdie
here.
doesn't actually want to be on the cart.
Moon gets picked, I think. Yeah, Moon gets picked. 'Cause he's off.
Well, no, it's like Moon
Doing
and
aggro
Moon
Eggs,
things.
I think.
So like,
Well, he's off dealing with their May. But like look at where you guys are facing. Look at this May and the fact that Moon, is that Moon or the other May? I can't even tell.
this is the other May.
Okay. Moon's dealing with their flank May, and like no one's even looking in this direction besides Moon, so I think he dies. Even though you guys can
Yeah.
literally just be destroying this May right now.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he goes
The
again.
thing is, like, I don't think it
Oh,
works
never mind.
because
He,
they're
so
all
he
separate
wins.
captains.
I think you guys hold this round maybe,
Yeah.
but you lose the next
Well, like
one.
look at your position now. Like, what
Yeah.
actual angles can you guys hold? Like,
Ooh.
where?
And
You have this straight line of sight, but they can take all kinds of fancy angles if they have the cover, which they do from
You
here.
don't even have that. Look where Burger's set up. He doesn't see
That's a good
that.
point. Yeah.
he doesn't see that, but also because if he walks forward, he takes too much damage. Because now that you're on low ground, they can hit you too.
He needs to figure out what angle he wants to take. Yeah.
Like, look at how fast your shields are going. Okay.
Oh, just pause it. Sorry, that was not what I meant to do.
Why you
This
wall
this
your own
wall
Bastion?
here.
That
Oh.
was a little awkward.
Oh.
My amp matrix usage was also not good at all this
Oh
scrim,
my
but
god, Moon just completely.
But I mean, that's fine. Like, learn from it. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
and then
Ah.
there's that,
Dang.
which is
Look at that smart play. That's the other thing May does, right?
Mhm.
That their May just rendered like your entire shield war like useless.
mhm.
And yeah, Burger just kind of sat there like an idiot, but also like that's when like Freddy could reposition shield to the top of ice wall. You could just start like hardcore pocketing Burger at that rate.
Mhm.
He'll live through Coalescence if you give him the resources.
He's gonna die.
Can you mute yourself, Freddy?
Ready?
Moon walled off his
Here.
own amp matrix.
I was wondering where that was coming from.
Oh.
And now Moon dies, and so
And now
basically
you
this
will.
fight is lost. Yeah, this
Yeah.
fight is done.
This whole entire point is now done because of that.
But see, and here's the thing: is like if you guys want to reset up, you need to like this. You need to go high ground now.
You should go high ground.
Like you should be setting up on the catwalk, but instead you're gonna set up in this corner where this May can also just.
Yep. This was also very awkward where we kept getting pushed.
Like why? I don't understand.
But
why
also because
had
you
to
guys
ult and do
didn't wait for Moon, he didn't use his blizzard, and they used theirs, and now like
like,
that
was
fight's
like
done.
the most obvious. So it
You
should've
guys
been
have
on
like
high ground.
resources, but
And they're still on low ground.
nothing messing up here. Nah, we're good.
See, this was the other big thing, right?
This was the other thing. We were so upset. All right. Let's see if I can get the angle. Okay. So this position in general is a little bit awkward, but
What is your shield like? What is this gonna do? If your Bastion is back here,
Okay, so here's the thing. The call, right,
Okay.
was where's the thing? Was to hold corner here. And so the tanks were doing that. Burger didn't communicate to us that he had a better line of sight on them here. Maybe we should have just like realized that and played along with him. But
if
We
you
we didn't
Here's-
really realize that he had like as good of a position as he did on them. And so if he did, I'm sure that we would have actually been able to like rotate our shields and support him more. But I think we were too focused on holding the corner to worry about
so
like having this positional advantage of corners and everything versus
so here's the thing, right? Once again, if you want to hold corner, that's correct. That's May's job. Okay, let me put it this way. It is definitely on Burger that he didn't communicate where he was or that he was being shot at, but it's also on you guys to realize like, yo, our Bastion's not with us. Where is he?
Mhm.
Right? Like it kind of goes both ways. Or
Right.
if you don't know, just be like, Burger, why are you there?
and that was communicated and he played closer with us after that, but I didn't realize that he actually technically had the better position here. That wasn't apparent to me when we were mid map
like
anyway.
Yeah.
the corner is great to hold if you're May. If you're everyone else, it's terrible because of this.
And also, this is why the high ground matters, right? So like if you look at fuck, I don't think we'll see it. But if you look at like Shock, they're playing this point, they're not here. Like Architect is on
Here, let me
the
go back.
opposite angle is here.
They play here.
Architect is here. Right? Look at this line. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Look at this line of sight that he has. And also, how difficult is it for their team to even try to flank you? Because they have to go outside and then up the staircase. Like, they've got to take such a long route to even get there that they
So,
can't
like,
get there.
So Sigma could shield the Bastard from the front. He could watch the path that goes underneath and behind them for like Reapers or other random shit. But in this case, you're just playing like a shield war. So like your tank line can sit up here, your May could stall out the cart, and like you're in a much more difficult position to like shoot at. If their like cart peeks around the corner with the Bastion, like you get first shot on them, you light them up. You're on high ground.
Yeah. And then
the
Moon
angle's so much
literally
better.
just Moon literally just like hides here. And also see like supports can be here and here where you won't get shot. Like you have some cover from the shuttle and you can heal him as needed and come back to your Bastion. Like there's
And if they go upstairs over here
Yeah.
and like try to push shuttle, you just rotate back behind the Bastion. You sit outside. You're like, all right, we just keep our Bastion alive from outside. It's entirely like at this point, it's entirely like Moon's job to like keep the cart from capping. As long as it stays in this area and doesn't cap, Moon is doing his job, right?
And then also imagine if he gets like a really good whatchamacallit,
Blizzard.
like blizzard, yeah, from this angle, how easy it is it for all of you to literally just sit there and mow people down without even having to go anywhere?
And then like if they weren't playing Bastion, like you could switch it a little bit, right? So like if they're not playing Bastion, Orisa can actually hold that corner. Sigma would be with the Bastion up top. And you do like this the shock thing. You saw they would have Rascal on May patrol up here. And he would essentially just patrol shuttle. And like stifle anyone coming through there so like they couldn't go high ground and like push through shuttle with their own May. And Choi on Sigma was watching for the Reaper flank. And they just made it absolute hell to come up here.
And also, something that you guys should figure out too is there are definitely parts of the map where you can contest the cart even from high ground.
I think these boxes are one of them. Like you can stand on top of this box, right?
Yeah, I think so too. But I don't even know like if you stand close enough like here. I don't know if that even counts. Like there's definitely zones where like the verticality allows you to stall even if you're not actually on the ground level. Like if you're that concerned about like Moon dying to stuff.
But I mean, double shield wars. We should just be more concerned about keeping Moon alive to stall in cart. If Moon's staying alive on the cart and preventing it from going anywhere, they can't like stay in a safe area, right? If they want to contest cart.
Basically, your goal is to stall the cart in a place where you have better line of sight for as long as possible.
And like, this might be a little bit off topic, but we'll think about this for a second. Like stalling cart and just eating clock. That's another way to win games. You don't necessarily have to like dominate and win every fight, right? If you sit there and like make it really hard to break your defense and burn so much time off of time bank, that adds up because you only get so much time for each checkpoint. So like maybe they eventually like break this, but if it took them 3 minutes to break it and they're going into like C with like less than 2 minutes, C fucking sucks to attack. It's so hard to beat that in 2 minutes unless you just snowball it all the way. But stalling and eating the time without necessarily like dominating and winning like super quick fights is a perfectly fine tactic on defense. And I think that's something this comp accomplishes very well.
And also, it's just like, if think about these defensive, like these super defensive positions that you take with the really good, like long lines of sight, like how is this Mei gonna get ult charge? Right? Like what can this Mei do to get ult charge? Right? Like again, going back to the San Fran versus Titans game, like you saw that in order to even deal with Architect, did we lose someone?
Oh,
yeah.
I almost just said tags because everybody's name is tag.
It's true. We're all tags now.
Yeah. Tags in a basket.
Tags in a basket. But like going back to the San Fran versus Titans game, like the amount of commitment that the Titans had to make to even win that fight, like they had to commit Mei ult, which got eaten by Cho Hyolbin, right? And like half of their team had to basically walk all the way back there to get that team wipe. And like even make it happen. And then the shock just set up on point C. Which is even better for them.
Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, it took you like all your ults to beat us on B. Well, now you have to sit on C, build all your ults, and your time bank fucking sucks, right? You don't have time to build 6 ults again. You have like a minute 30. But yeah. Even though it was kind of on Burger too, he definitely had the better sightline right here because you could actually see the high ground.
Yep.
But also you guys should just set up on high ground to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay, see, this is exactly what we're talking about. Like, look at where their bastion is. Look at where you guys are. Look at how easy it is for him to just mow you guys down.
Look at his sight line. Look at his sight line. And then fucking Burger's now only safe sight line is like right here. This hits like nothing. Half your team will be dead before like Burger actually sees someone.
Burger is actually shooting shields like he's supposed to.
Burger is doing what he's supposed to, and no one else.
Oh, look at this poor May that's up top.
They're, like,
That's now
fucked up. Okay,
absolutely
they're actually
free
fucked up.
to do whatever she wants.
Ah! Wow, he died again.
I don't understand why they're.
If you
going
guys
so
hold
far
this, it's
forward.
like a miracle and also pure luck.
Like, if he actually goes up where Tegs is, like, he
Like
doesn't
the
have
fact
to,
that you
like,
guys are up, like you guys should
Like,
be
his
pushing
angle is, like,
into this
perfectly
room
fine.
Look
with
at-
Moon right now.
Look at how much shittier his angle is from here. Whereas if
So
they just sit
bad.
back.
Because you should be taking this spot from them. Like the
Also,
Sarissa is
there's
like
all this
basically
space
by
behind him now
himself.
that the
Like
Mei can just go
you
right.
can just kill them.
And also why they should be on high ground. Like,
I'll say yeah. Again, going back to that whole like, what are we doing with the high ground? Like again. All that space, you just given up for free. Sure, you're a bastion comp, but you at least could like patrol it in a way where it's not safe to go there.
like Tex keeps pushing forward with shield, but like actually he should actually just stay still.
Oh, this May's gonna blizzard behind them.
Yeah, I know, because they are once again not paying attention at all.
And again, why you high ground?
Moon is still sitting on his ult.
And also pause.
2 points.
You've had this since point A. Feels bad, man.
You can hear you yelling in the VOD.
Mm-hmm.
May
Sure
all single
can.
Time. Why is he still on May? I don't understand.
Just jump off the cliff. Burger, don't stay there. Just jump off the cliff. Oh, go off the cliff,
Yeah, they're
please,
going.
guys. Thank you.
Rip team.
All right, we shouldn't stay here. We should go back to spawn. We should go back to spawn. I got your
I don't know
keyboard,
why they
Elysium.
struggle so much with
There
this
you go.
map.
Right here. Just gonna go back.
Yeah.
See, this was really
Don't stay there,
interesting.
just jump
I
off the
didn't
cliff. Oh, go off the cliff,
Yeah, they're
please,
going.
guys. Thank
quite
you.
agree with this little call. I don't know. I guess they did have positional advantage, so we could have set up there, considering that everybody got "quote unquote" bad spawn. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the correct
No,
call there
you
would have
you
been.
die. You don't
Okay.
sit there. You die.
Yep, that's what I figured. But
Like, there's no like you loop around to like. All right, your best position if you go back there.
Yeah, they're
Please,
going.
guys. Thank
Your best position is to loop up here and like take that high ground, right?
Yep.
But
And
that
then,
runs into the problem of point A, where like, what happens if they push past you?
which is very easy.
Yeah,
You guys have no mobility. You don't have a teleporter.
they're
Basically, you-
literally just walking away with the cart at that point.
Yeah, basically you pray that you win, or you all have to feed and lose on the cart. Anyway, so I mean, you could,
Which means you just gave them ult charge, essentially, right?
yeah, you would basically feed them 6 ults for the next fight.
you.
There's a reason why you don't see teams fight there, even if they all get good spawn.
Yep.
I don't
And
know
now they
why
get to
struggle
do
so
the
much
cool
with
thing
this.
where Basha gets to push up and like take high grounds and stuff. Luckily, they're not good, so they don't do it. But
There we go.
Yeah, you can tell. Oh, finally!
Wow. Use the ultimate,
almost
win
like-
the fight. It's almost like you could have had another one in the time that it took you to use that one.
All right, so you guys dump many ults.
Moron.
Like, what do
I'm
you
dropping
even
the
do?
hard moron in chat.
You know what they could do? They could actually sit up on this high ground, like on the left of them, and then like.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what's so.
Again, high ground. There's even some behind you.
Is someone playing the
so
game
annoying.
while we're voting right now?
I'm watching
Okay.
shock stuff here in replay in between like little sections here. Just trying to look at actual positioning and whatnot.
Be more creative, guys. Come on.
Just be more creative. I'm trying. Well, I'm not really trying to be creative. I'm trying to be.
Help burger, help burger, help burger, help burger.
Like, what is... Like, Burger clearly recognizes there's something behind you guys.
He's trying to shoot the replay.
And he died because no one else recognized that there was something behind you because your positioning was shit. Because your position just let someone get behind you up on the high ground.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say
You guys
that's
do this
not
on attack,
actually-
too.
That wasn't on Burger. That was on the team positioning in a really terrible location.
Yeah.
So
That
you hold
position
high
was
ground.
So terrible.
That's literally why you hold high ground. Really?
What the hell was that? God, that was.
What the flux was that?
Hot.
Alright. So, let's establish real quick.
Use high ground.
Use high ground. Let's talk about the basics of playing Bastion. Bastion comps on Escort right now. And then we will decide, hey, is this something we want to pursue, or should we start counter-stratting? So, usually on attack, or actually we'll start with defense because defense is a little bit easier. On defense, if you are playing not against Bastion, if you're the only team on Bastion, then Sigma, Bastion, and usually I guess both supports could stay and use high grounds. And then some combination of Orisa and Mei will be on the cart, and their entire job is to prevent the cart from getting out of range to force a rotation, right?
Mhm.
Then if you're playing the mirror, then both shields have to sit with the Bastion, and then it's Mei's job, Mei and with the help of the supports, to stall out cart and prevent them from actually moving it. But you guys still need to take high grounds and look for very long sight lines, okay?
Mhm.
Usually on offense, and this is where like offense we can get fun with like sim strats and stuff, but at the beginning you'll probably end up having like Bash on your cart, or you'll use your own Mei or a sim. You would use sim to teleport like Bastion around from high ground to high ground and get angles on the other team. Usually your Sigma will go with your Bastion because Sigma can play shield super quick. And then usually your Orisa would be the one cart pushing. Or if you play Mei, you will have Bastion and like your double shield tanks walk around with your Bastion to get those spots while the Mei pushes the cart and hopefully gets... The Mei is the one that gets the cart past those points to force rotations.
Mhm.
And then when the fight breaks down, if they're not playing their own Bastion, for example, when those start breaking down, Bastion and Sigma can usually start taking advanced positioning. They can push up and find new high grounds to own while Orisa pushes cart.
Mm-hmm. And then like keeping the other team from getting back to the cart in time to stall it.
Yeah, because you walk out, right? Like, what if you like, all right, you lose A, you guys have B, you guys got good B spawn. You're walking into B. You're walking into that building. It's like, all right, we're gonna go like take the fight here. And there's a fucking Bastion on top of like shuttle, right? Like, what do? You're like, oh shit. When did this Bastion get here? Meanwhile, Orisa is just like sitting there chilling on cart, getting all this free progress because now the team has to hide from the Bastion and figure out what do we do against the Bastion that's up there. And it's just literally free cart push because they have to eventually contest the Bastion in some way, but it's completely unsafe to walk into that building. Or if they want to walk in that building, they have to do it through some like stupidly convoluted path. So it's a Bastion comp, but there's a lot more to it than meets the eye, right? And it's a lot of adjusting your play depending on what you're playing against.
And also, basically, it's like you have to play the map perfectly. Like when I say the map, I mean you have to know exactly where your Bastion needs to be for the next point. So like you would need to divide the map into like different checkpoints for like losing, right? And then if lose, where do you go next? Everyone, because like you don't have time, like you don't have mobility as a group. So like everyone has to go next to the next setup point. Like you have to know exactly where you could lose fights and still set up again on the same point, where you lose fights and you just have to give it up and go to the next point. When do you rotate? At what point do you rotate to like solve like the next section of it? Like you have to section the map out and know exactly where you want to hold, because your May has to have a corner to be safe in, your Bastion has to have like superior line of sight.
And
Yeah.
threat identification. Like what's their win condition against my Bastion? Like
Yeah.
And how many resources do I have to devote to Bastion, and how much resource can I devote to cart? So, oh my gosh, you're so loud. It's not super cut and dry. I think it's really a really fun exercise. I think it's like it's cool to think about the game this way. Bastion is, to a lot of people, a very frustrating hero to play with and or against, but I think with how Bastion strats have developed in Double Shield, I think it's like a really cool like thought exercise. Having said that, I know your DPS right now don't exactly have Bastion in their hero pool. The team has very mixed opinions about playing Bastion. You don't have to play him. It's perfectly fine to play something else. This is just stuff you have to. If we're not going to play Bastion, then most of the time we're probably going to be expecting to play Bastion on escort maps right now. He's just that good. And it was always a strat that plat teams like to play anyway, but now it's like partially meta. So now there's even more of a reason to play Bastion. So like we don't have to, but now we have to think about, all right, what do we do against Bastion if we don't want to play our own Bastion? And then along with that, when do we give up and we have to actually just mirror because Double Shield Bastion is kind of dumb and the only way to beat it sometimes is just to mirror it.
But also it's like, okay, on what maps can you get away with not mirroring and still winning? And then also, if you know what angles the Bastion can see you from, what's your plan of approach? Like, what are the best heroes for you to use to get around it? What do you do? Right?
I think we've given you kind of like partly an explanation, a little bit of a TLDR on like Bastion right now on like cart maps and like Bastion's place in the meta. So now this is like your guys' choice, right? Like, do you want to continue and like try to figure this out? Should we play something else? I'll leave it up to you guys and like the team to discuss. We'll definitely try to teach you to the best of our ability whatever route you want to take. We have no eggs in any basket. That's not a way to put it. We don't have a strict opinion one way or another how you want to do it. Just that you pick a choice and that we learn it to the best of our ability.
Yep.
Sound good?
Yep.
Questions, comments, concerns?
I don't think so.
Alright.
I'm gonna go die.
I wanted to keep this a little bit short, just because I think this should lead to a discussion about what you guys as the team want to do. So, but we just wanted to at least highlight, like, this is the effort that you're gonna go to if you want to stick to Bastion. And on the flip side, this is also the amount of effort you're gonna have to go to if you don't want to play Bastion.
And also, on that note, keep in mind too that like Bastion meta, I feel, is unlikely to last like goats. So it's like, by the time that you finish learning it, you might need to learn something completely new again.
New Genji skin, all those new pesky Genjis running around very soon for Halloween. For
Jesus.
BlizzCon.
Don't remind me. Good God.
Did you see those WoW skins tags?
What's that?
Genji's getting a WoW skin.
Yeah, I saw that. But it's... I don't like Illidan. Illidan's gross.
That's disgusting.
You should have gotten like a rogue skin. That would have been dope.